I was 16 years old when 4 students bullied me so badly. I swallowed a bottle of pills and tried to end up my life. They beat me, they filmed me, they posted the videos online. Millions of people watched me suffer. The school gave them a 1-week suspension. That was it. 15 years later, those 4 bullies stood in my courtroom, charged with assault. They didn't recognize me. I'd become a judge, the youngest in state history. At sentencing, I removed my robe and told them exactly who I was. That I gave them each 5 years in prison. 50 million people watched the video. This is how I got justice. My name is Michael Chin. I'm 33 years old. I'm a judge in Los Angeles County, California. This is the story of how I was bullied so severely I tried to take my own life, and how 15 years later I sentenced my bullies to prison. Let me start at the beginning. 2008, I was 16 years old, a sophomore at Lincoln High School in Los Angeles. I was different, quiet, nerdy, into computers and coding, not athletic, not popular. I was an easy target. 4 students decided I would be their victim for the next 2 years. Brandon Miller, football player, popular, tall, strong. Tyler Johnson, Brandon's best friend, also on the football team. Jessica White, cheerleader, mean girl, cruel. Ashley Martinez, Jessica's best friend, just as cruel. They started bullying me at September 2008. At first it was small things, knocking door out of my hand in the hallway, calling my names loser, faggot, worthless, tripping me in the cafeteria. But it escalated. By November 2008, it was physical. Brandon and Tyler would corner me after school, in the bathroom, in empty hallways. They'd push me against lockers, punch me in the stomach, slap to the back of my head. Jessica and Ashley would film it on their phones, laughing. They posted the videos on YouTube, in Facebook, titles like "Michael the loser gets what he deserves." The videos went viral at our school, thousands of views, then tens of thousands. People I didn't even know were commenting, "What a loser, he deserved it. Why doesn't he fight back?" I was humiliated, not just at school, online, everywhere. December 2008, 2 weeks before winter break, Brandon, Tyler, Jessica, and Ashley cornered me in the boys' bathroom after school. Most students had left. The building was mostly empty. Brandon, "Hi Michael, we have a special Christmas present for you." They locked the bathroom door. Tyler grabbed my backpack, threw it in the toilet. Jessica, "Oops, looks like your homework is drowning." They all laughed. Brandon pushed me to the ground. Tyler kicked me in the ribs, hard. I curled, trying to protect myself. They kicked me over and over. My stomach, my back, my legs. Jessica filmed the whole thing. Ashley, "This is going to get so many views." After 5 minutes felt like hours. They stopped. Brandon, "You're pathetic, you know that. No one likes you. No one will ever like you. You should just kill yourself." They left me there, on the bathroom floor, bruised, crying, alone. The video got 500,000 views on the week. January 2009. The online harassment was constant. Every day, new comments on the videos. "Michael is a waste of the space. Why is even he alive? Someone should put him out of his misery." I reported the bullying to the school principal, Mr. Davis. I showed him the videos, the comments, the bruises. "Mr. Davis, Michael, I understand you're upset, but boys will be boys. This is just teenage stuff. You need to toughen up." They're beating me. They're posting videos of it online. Have you tried making friends with them? Maybe if you were nicer. I haven't done anything to them. Look, I'll talk to them, but I can't do much if you don't have witnesses. The videos are witnesses. Mr. Davis signed, "I'll handle it." He never did. Valentine's Day, Jessica and Ashley created a fake Valentine's card. On the front, "To Michael from You Secret Admirer." Inside, "Just kidding. No one will ever love you. You're disgusting. Do the world a favor and die. They posted it on Facebook, tagged me, 2,000 likes. I read it in the school library. I started crying, right there in front of everyone. More people filmed me crying, more videos posted online, more humiliation. I stopped going to school. I told my parents I was sick every day. My mom knew something was wrong. Michael, what's happening? Talk to me. I couldn't tell her. I was too ashamed. Finally, my dad found the videos online. He and my mom watched them, all of them. My mom cried. My dad was furious. They went to school, demanded action. The principal finally suspended Brendan, Tyler, Jessica, and Ashley for 1 week, 4 months of fortune. They came back to school angrier than ever. Brendan, you got us suspended, you little snitch. You're going to pay for that. April 15, 2009. I couldn't take it anymore. The beatings, the videos, the comments, the humiliation, every day felt like torture. I didn't want to leave anymore. My parents were at work. I was home alone after school. I went to bathroom, opened the medicine cabinet, found my mom's prescription sleeping pills. I stared at the bottle for a long time. I thought about my life, about how much I hate myself, about how everyone else hated me too. I thought, Brendan's right, I should just kill myself. No one would care. I opened the bottle. I took one pill, then another, then another. I don't remember how many I took. 10, 15, 20. I just kept swallowing until the bottle was empty. Then I lay down on my bed and I waited to die. I woke up in the hospital, bright lights, beeping machines, my mom holding my hand, crying. A doctor, Michael, you're very lucky. Your mother came home early and found you. A few more minutes and he didn't finish the sentence. I was in a hospital for a week, psychiatric evaluation, suicide watch. The doctors asked me why I did. I told them about the bullying, the videos, the school doing nothing. One doctor said, Michael, I want you to know something. Those people who hurt you, they're the ones with the problem, not you. And one day you'll be the stronger than all of them. I didn't believe him, but I decided to try believe him. My parents pulled me out in the Lincoln High School. We moved to a different neighborhood. I transferred to Washington High School. Fresh start. At first I was terrified. What if it happened again? But it didn't. Washington High was different, smaller. The students were kinder. I met a friend, David. He was also into computers. Hey, I heard you're good at coding. Want you to work on a project together? I hesitated, but I said yes. We built a simple game together. It was fun. For the first time in years, I felt okay. But I was still angry. Angry at Brandon, Tyler, Jessica, and Ashley. Angry at the school that did mourning. Angry at the system that let them torture me with no consequences. I made a decision. I would use that anger as fuel. I would succeed. I would become someone they could never touch. I threw myself into studies. I studied every night, every weekend. I took AP classes. I joined the debate team. I volunteered. I graduated high school in 2011. I applied to Yale University. I got in, full scholarship. My parents cried with pride. I left Los Angeles for New Haven, Connecticut, and I never looked back. Yale University. I majored in political science. I joined pre-law programs. I studied criminal justice, the legal system, how courts work. I thought about those 4 bullies constantly. They faces no real consequences, a 1-week suspension. That wasn't justice. I wanted to be part of a system that actually delivered justice. I decided I would become a lawyer, then a judge. I graduated Yale in 2015, summa cum laude, top 5% of my classes. Law school was brutal, but I thrived. I studied harder than anyone else. I volunteered at legal clinics. I interned at the district attorney office. I learned everything about criminal law, trial procedure, sentencing guidelines. I graduated in 2018, top 5% of my class. I passed the California bar exam on my first try. I joined the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office as a prosecutor. I prosecuted assault cases, battery, domestic violence. I won 47 out of 50 trials. I was good at my job, very good. I was promoted to senior deputy DA. I handled high-profile cases, gang violence, organized crime. I built a reputation, do but fair. In 2022, I was named Prosecutor of the Year by name California District Attorneys Association. California Governor appointed me as a judge in Los Angeles County Superior Court. At the age 33, I became the youngest judge in California state history. The ceremony was incredible. My parents were there. David, my friend from high school, my mentors. I wore the black robe for the first time. I took the oath. I will administer justice without respect to person and do equal right to the poor and to the rich. I meant every word. October 2023, I'd been a judge for 6 months. I was in my chambers, reviewing the next day docket, cases scheduled for my courtroom, arraignments, sentencings, trials. I scanned the list. Then I froze. State of California with Brendan Miller, Tyler Johnson, Jessica White, and Ashley Martinez. No, it couldn't be. I read the case file. September 2023, bar fight in Los Angeles. The 4 defendants attacked a man named Carlos Ramirez, beat him severely, broken nose, fractured ribs, hospitalized. Security footage captured the entire assault. Witnesses corroborated, open and shut case, but the names Brendan Miller, Tyler Johnson, Jessica White, Ashley Martinez, the same names, the same people. My bullies. 15 years later, they were standing trial in my courtroom. I pulled up their photos from the case file. Brendan, older, heavier, but the same face. Tyler, same smirk. Jessica, same cold eyes. Ashley, same cruel expression. It was them. My hands shook. For 15 years, I'd imagined what I'd said if I ever saw them again, and now they were about to stand before me as defendants in my courtroom. Should I recuse myself, step down from the case due to a conflict of interest? I researched the law. California Judicial Code. A judge must recuse if they have a personal bias that would prevent emotional judgment. Did I have bias? Yes, obviously. But the law also said, if the bias relates to the defendant's past conduct towards the judge, but the current case is unrelated, recusal is not required. This case wasn't about what they did to me in high school. It was about what they did to Carlos Ramirez in 2023. Legally, I could preside over the case. Should I? I thought about it for hours. Part of me wanted to recuse, be professional, avoid any appearance of impropriety. But another part of me, the 16-year-old boy who was beaten and humiliated, wanted to see this through. These 4 people had never faced real consequences. Maybe it was time they did. I decided I would not recuse myself. November 2023, the trial began. I sat on the bench in my back row. Brendan, Tyler, Jessica, and Ashley entered the courtroom with their attorney. They looked at me. They judged and showed no recognition. I changed dramatically in 15 years. Lost 60 pounds. Gained muscle. More confident posture. Professional appearance. Authoritative presence. I wasn't the scared, overweight 16-year-old anymore. They had no idea who I was. Day 1, jury selection. Standard procedure. Both sides selected jurors. I remained impartial professional. Brendan whispered to his attorney, glancing at me. This judge looked young. His attorney, he's the youngest in the state history, but he's too. We need to be careful. Day 2 to 4, prosecution case. The prosecutor presented overwhelming evidence. Exhibit A, security footage from the bar. The video showed Brendan, Tyler, Jessica, and Ashley surrounding Carlos Ramirez. Brendan threw the first punch. Tyler joined in. Jessica and Ashley cheered, filmed on their phones. They beat Carlos for 3 times in minutes. No one stopped them. Carlos collapsed. They laughed and left. Exhibit B, medical records. Carlos suffered broken nose, fractured ribs, concussion, lacerations requiring 30 stitches. Exhibit C, witness testimony. 5 witnesses testified, all said the same thing. The defendants attacked Carlos unprovoked. Day 5, defense's case. The defense attorney tried to argue self-defense. Carlos Ramirez threatened my clients first. They were defending themselves, but the video showed no threat. Carlos was sitting at the bar drinking beer. Brandon walked up and punched him. The defense had nothing. Day 6, verdict. The jury deliberated for 2 hours. Verdict: guilty on all counts. Brandon, Tyler, Jessica, and Ashley showed no remorse. They shrugged. Brandon muttered, "Whatever, it's just assault, we'll get probation." November 30, 2023, sentencing day. The courtroom was packed. Brandon, Tyler, Jessica, and Ashley sat at the defense table looking bored. Their attorney had recommended a plea deal, 6 months jail probation, but I hadn't accepted. Now sentencing was up to me. California Penal Code for assault battery, 2 to 5 years in state prison, depending on severity and criminal history. I reviewed their records. Brandon Miller prior arrests for bar fights, drunk and disorderly. Tyler Johnson prior due assault. Jessica White no prior arrests. Ashley Martinez no prior arrests. But all 4 showed a pattern: violence, entitlement, no remorse. I asked the victim, Carlos Ramirez, if he wanted to make the statement. Carlos stood, his face still bruised. "Your Honor, these 4 people beat me because I accidentally bumped into them at the bar. I apologized, but they attacked me anyway. I couldn't defend myself. 4 against 1. I thought I was going to die. I still have nightmares. I want them to face real consequences." I nodded. "Thank you, Mr. Ramirez." I looked at the 4 defendants. They stared at me back, blank expressions. This was the moment I took a deep breath, that I did something judges rarely do. I removed my robe. The courtroom was silent, everyone confused. I stood up from my bench. I stepped down, walked in front of the courtroom. Now I was standing just a few feet from Brandon, Tyler, Jessica, and Ashley. Eye level with them. They looked confused. "Before I sentence you," I said, "I want to tell you something." Brandon's attorney: "Your Honor, this is highly irregular." I raised my hand. "I'm aware, but I'm going to speak." I looked directly at Brandon, then Tyler, then Jessica, then Ashley. "My name is Michael Chen, because 15 years ago, I was a student at the Lincoln High School in Los Angeles." Brandon's eye widened slightly. Recognition dawning. "You 4 bullied me for 2 years, from 2008 to 2009. Tyler's face went pale. "You beat me, you filmed me, you posted the videos online. Millions of people watched me being humiliated." Jessica's hands started shaking. "You told me I should kill myself. And in April 2009, I tried. I swallowed a bottle of pills. I almost died." Ashley started crying silently. "The school gave you a 1-week suspension. That was it. You faced no real consequences." The courtroom was dead silent, everyone watching. But I survived. I transferred school. I graduated valedictorian. I went to Yale Law School. I became a prosecutor. And then at 33 years old, I became a judge, the youngest in the state history. I paused. "And now, 15 years after you tried to destroy me, you stand in my courtroom, convicted for assault. The same violence you showed me, the same cruelty." I looked at each other of them. "You never learned, you never changed, you never faced real consequences." I walked back to the bench, put my robe back on, sat down until today. I opened the sentencing guidelines. Brandon Miller, Tyler Johnson, Jessica White, Ashley Martinez, please stand. They stood, shaking pale. "You have been found guilty of assault and battery and conspiracy. Mr. Ramirez suffered significant injuries due to your unprovoked attack." I paused. "California law allows me sentence you to anywhere from 2 to 5 years in state prison." The attorney: "Your Honor, given that 2 of the defendants have no prior records, we request leniency. Request denied." I look at them. "You showed Mr. Ramirez no mercy. You beat him while he was defenseless. You laughed while you did it. You showed no remorse. This is a pattern. You did the same thing to me 15 years ago, and then the system failed. You were barely punished. But I'm not going to fail Mr. Ramirez or future victims." I announced the sentence. Brandon Miller, I sentence you to 5 years in California State Prison. Brandon's face crumpled. Tyler Johnson, I sentence you to 5 in California State Prison. Tyler started crying. Jessica White, I sentence you to 4 years in California State Prison. Jessica sobbed. Ashley Martinez, I sentence you to 4 years in California State Prison. Ashley collapsed into her chair. These are the maximum sentence allowed by law. You will serve at least 80% before parole eligibility. Additionally, you will pay $5,000 in restitution for Mr. Ramirez collectively. This court is adjourned. I banged the gavel. Jerry's deputies can have. I banged the gavel. Sheriff's deputies handcuffs all four. They were led out the courtroom, crying, broken. I watched them go. 15 years of pain, 15 years of trauma, and finally justice. Someone in the courtroom had recorded my sentencing speech. The video was posted online. Judge reveals he was bullied by defendants 15 years ago. Gives maximum sentence. Within 24 hours, 10 million views. Within a week, 50 million views. The video went viral globally. The comments: "This is the most satisfying justice I've ever seen. He became their judge. Karma. Those bullies finally faced consequences. This made me cry." News outlets covered. CNN: "Bullied teen becomes judge. Sentences his tormentors." Good Morning America: "Interview request. I decline." Time magazine: "Justice delayed but not denied." Brandon, Tyler, Jessica, and Ashley, all four appealed their sentences. All appeals denied. They are currently serving their sentences. Brandon, California State Prison, Lancaster. Tyler, California State Prison, Lancaster. Jessica, Central California Women's Facility. Ashley, Central California Women's Facility. Earliest parole eligibility 2027 to 2028. Their lives destroyed. Criminal records. No jobs after a release. The viral video follows them everywhere. As for me, I continue as a judge. People recognize me from the viral video. Most just see a judge doing his job. I don't talk about it much, but I do speak at school about bullying. Your bullies don't define you, defined you. I was a victim at 16, but I refused to stay a victim. I became something more, and you can too. If you're being bullied right now, I want you to hear this. It's not your fault. You are not alone. It won't last forever. Tell someone, document everything, stay alive. Your life has value, more than you know right now. Resources. If you're thinking about suicide, please call. Someone will answer, someone will help. To parents and teachers, if a child tells you they are being bullied, believe them. Don't stay. Kids will be kids. Toughen up. Have you tried being nicer? Bullying is not normal. It's abuse. Investigate. Take action. Protect the victim. Don't let another child suffer like a did. To my bullies, Brandon, Tyler, Jessica, Ashley, I don't forgive you. You tortured me. You tried to destroy me. You laughed while you did it. And when you had a chance to become better people, you didn't. You hurt Carlos Ramirez the same way you hurt me. So you're in prison now, where you belong. But I want you to know something. You didn't win. You tried to break me, but you made me stronger. You tried to be destroyed, but I came a judge. You spent 15 years being the same cruel people. I spent 15 years becoming someone you could never touch. So thank you. Thank you for showing me that victims can become victors. The pain can become power. The bullied kind of become the judge. This is Justice Sunday, where victims become victors, where pain becomes power, where karma is real. If this story gave you hope, share it. Someone being bullied needs to see this. Hit subscribe. We post true stories of justice every single day. Remember, your bullies don't define you. You do. Stay alive, fight back, win. See you tomorrow.